A
Oh,
little sad. I'm a little sad about that.
I would be very sad about that.
I just got blindsided with it. So.
Yeah, that's not the thing. No, I mean, I don't think
Did
people,
you see my face?
I just want to say, I don't think people understand how important it is for coffee drinkers to have it filled up to the rim or very close.
Yes, and I do understand sometimes people want to yell that, oh, well, then I spill it. Well, it's hot coffee, so don't buy hot coffee if you can't take the risk of spilling it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not even like, okay, like, I would rather take that chance, you know what I mean, and maybe have a little bit of a spill than not have it filled up.
Yeah, I'm a little sad.
I'm sad for you over there.
A little sad.
I'm feeling it for you. I am feeling it for you.
Anyway, let's move on to something positive.
Yay.
Our sponsors, Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Americans for Prosperity, Mama Rosa's, Fox Pearly Wealth Management, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, and Leader One Financial, and MLS 12007. We are an equal housing lender.
Yay! Thank you to our great sponsors.
So they always fill me to the brim.
Always.
So
the sponsors always take it above and
they
beyond.
always
They
take it
even
above
put
and
the
beyond.
they even put the whipped cream on top.
They
with
do.
the cherry, maybe. Even,
They
right?
do. So
Wait, I was gonna say 2 scoops. What is it? What's the song? Cherry on top. Remember? Oh.
I don't.
Oh yes, you do.
I don't.
Oh goodness. Oh, okay. I can't think. Okay, I want to say Happy New Year. And so, did you stay up and watch the New Year come in?
No, I never stay up.
No.
No, I don't. I'm sorry. No.
Okay.
I used to when I was younger.
I should have come over with a horn.
I know. I used to set, like, it was funny because I had a very good friend, and we would always spend New Year's Eve together when I was a teenager. But we'd go to bed regular time and then, like, set our alarm to wake up,
A lot of people do
watch
that.
the ball drop, and then go back to sleep.
Yeah.
And somewhere as kids in life and all of that has happened, now I just sleep through it. I did watch a football game, but I went to bed about 11:20.
Well, there's been some really good football games lately.
It was a good football
Talk
game.
about mixing it up a lot, right?
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of impressed with old Jordan Love this week, and stayed up and watched that game, and went to bed 11:20, and it briefly crossed my mind that I could stay up for another 40 minutes, but I didn't. So
okay, well, that's okay. It came in, you know what I mean? But I know that for you, 2023 is good that it's in the rear view window.
Yeah, I should have, honestly, in hindsight, I should have just opened all the doors and all the windows and just ushered it out.
Yeah, exactly. You must go.
But
I'm happy about you leaving. I'm ready for 2024. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but we did have a new year. We went Monday. We did go to Light Center Louisville.
Oh.
That was the last
that's
day
still going
for
on?
it. No, it was the last day.
Uh-huh.
So we did squeeze that in, and
was it nice? I've never been.
I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
It was neat, and I would think because we went on New Year's, it wasn't very crowded, and so I felt like you would think not being very crowded, you could have stopped and looked at things.
Yeah.
And I think if it is a lot of cars, you maybe kind of have that where you're going through it a little bit slower. So I kind of feel like maybe we went through it a little quickly.
Okay.
I don't know. There was a vehicle in front of us. I don't know. Like, I enjoyed it. There were some really neat lights.
Yeah.
But, like, they had a laser show, and I was like, oh, we could have sat and watched this a little bit longer. Like,
oh, okay.
Because you pay per vehicle.
I
and
thought it was, yeah.
I was thinking in my mind it was like a 45-minute drive,
right.
And we really probably did it in 20.
Oh.
And so maybe it would have been longer had we had more vehicles. I don't know.
Was there a certain like, was there like one like image that you loved? I mean, like, was there certain, like, did they do like certain different images? Like,
they did. They had different, they had a laser show. They had different, like, it was just really neat. They had like Frozen, and they had Mario, and they had like different different sections, I guess. Right. They had a section for, like, our military men and women, and then they also had a section for like construction.
Oh.
Which that was kind of neat. It was just really neat.
Now,
and then they just had tunnels.
Did the children love it?
I think in hindsight it would have been more fun to go with the Jeep and have the top down.
Oh.
Because, like, I had a great view. We took the sun, like, I have the sun visor where I can see up that. But, like, the ones in the back, they kind of had trouble looking out the little back van windows.
Oh. Okay.
And I kept saying, look out the back window, look out the back window. But, so yeah, they enjoyed it, I think. I think I'm more of a nerdy person that likes that more than they do.
Well, and sometimes though, like kids are a little. I mean, they don't get always on board, but then that was really something cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool memory. They'll remember that. Yeah, yeah.
So
Why? It's on my to-do list someday. I just haven't done it yet. So.
yeah, it was. I'm glad we went. I did want to go, so I am glad we went.
Yeah, that's cool.
But
Well,
good time.
that's fun then. That's fun. But yeah, I did stay up and watch the ball drop. And anyway,
God, did you have a good New Year?
yeah, it came right in. I'm happy about the new year. I'm
Yeah.
ready to get a new start, new start.
Yeah.
New
Yeah. I'm ready.
ready. Couldn't be any more ready. All right. Well, today is the 4th day of January already. Isn't that crazy?
Gosh.
I know. Who said that could
How
happen?
are we already in January?
I know. Today is Dimple Chad Day. Remember the Dimple Chad? Remember that with the voting? Remember the Dimple Chad? Oh, it was a big.
No, I have no idea what that
scandalous-
is.
Oh, it was a election. Oh, I can't remember.
I'm
how.
gonna Google it.
Yeah, the Dimple Chad. Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It's remember an election. It was that you heard that term, Dimple Chad.
I should
Yeah.
know it.
You
but
should know that. I know you know it. Once you read it, you'll know it. You'll be like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. The Dimple Chad moment.
Okay, so dimple chads are attached to the ballot at all 4 corners, but bear an indentation indicating that they may have meant to do it. Huh? I don't know.
Yeah. So it was a big scandalous. it was like a scandalous. I
Yeah.
don't remember what state it was. The Dimple Chad. I can't believe you remember. Was it? I don't want to say the wrong state. I better be careful on that. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
It was a big deal.
Florida of 20.
Yes, I was gonna say Florida.
Or 2000. So is this the whole Bush and Gore thing?
Yeah, I think it was something like that. So yeah, it was the Dimple
Okay.
Chad, and it was Florida. That's what I thought, but then I thought,
Yes.
oh, if I say that, I don't know.
Yes, because so yes, this is where it says it backfired on Gore, so he
Yeah.
must have wanted a recount and then he lost anyway.
Exactly. All right.
Okay, there we go.
This is free flower basket. I love just like flowers growing, and this is crazy. So I haven't looked this year, but last year, like during winter, like here's everything. All my roses are gone and dead, and everything's, what I mean. Well,
Okay, yeah.
that sounds like a country music song. Oh, the roses are dead. But there was a petal, a real pretty beautiful rose that came out, and it was right there.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got a photo of it. It was crazy.
It's kind of like Beauty and the Bees.
I-
The rose
No,
in
it
the
looked
snow.
like it. It
yeah.
looked like it. It looked like it. Actually, but I was like Zuzu petals. I found Zuzu petals. You remember
Okay.
Zuzu? Oh, you haven't watched one for like. Oh.
No, I have
But-
seen It's a Wonderful Life. I did
Oh, I
watch
thought
it
you
last year.
Okay.
Remember, I watched it last year.
Okay.
I sent you a picture of it.
Okay. Yeah, Zuzu petals.
I didn't watch any Christmas movies this year. My Christmas was off this year. It just wasn't normal.
No,
Like,
that's
it was
okay.
weird.
It's okay.
I didn't even watch White Christmas.
Now
And
that-
I love White
I
Christmas.
watched that like 4 times, so I made up for it. Whatever you didn't
love
do, I
White
did
Christmas,
do.
and I didn't even watch it. And I didn't watch Mickey's Christmas Carol or anything. Nothing. Nada. Nunca.
Yeah. Well, I
Nice.
made up for it because everything I tried to hit all of the Christmas. But free flower basket, I love like just flowers growing and then
Yes.
cutting them and.
I like
Beautiful.
to think that maybe one day I'd like to be on the French countryside strolling through with a basket of
Just-
maybe in Denmark with some tulips. I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, one day.
I love that. National Spaghetti Day. I have had spaghetti on my radar. I'm telling you right now, if I don't get some spaghetti,
I love spaghetti.
I love to say spaghetti. I
Yeah.
love spaghetti.
I love it.
I don't think I've really met any spaghetti I didn't like. So do you put your spaghetti sauce with your noodles, or do you put the noodles and then put the spaghetti sauce?
So
The age-old question for you.
I like mine mixed,
Mhm.
but some of my kids do not. Like some of the kids only like the noodles,
Oh,
and so because of that, I do keep them in 2 separate
pots.
pots. But I always mix mine. Put a little red peppers on them, a little bit of fresh Parmesan
I
and
was gonna say
Asiago.
Parmesan. Please tell me
I'm
that.
all for it.
Yeah, I'm ready for some spaghetti.
Yeah, I love spaghetti.
And they're showing it rolling on a fork.
Oh, yeah. Do you twirl your
I
spaghetti?
twirl my
I
spaghetti.
slurp mine. You're supposed to now the actual etiquette of it. You are supposed to have your spoon and
Yes,
use your
I
spoon
do,
to
I
twirl
do.
your spaghetti.
Yes, I can get fancy like that.
That
'cause
seems
I
like a lot of dirty dishes. For
It
me.
is, and it is, and I have done it before just to look like something, like I could do something.
Yeah.
But no, it's not. I don't normally do that. At home, no, I'm not gonna do that because I'm not, like you said, I'm not.
I'm
gonna
not doing
dirty
the
it.
dishes.
No.
No.
National Trivia Day. I love trivia.
I too enjoy trivia.
Pop music chart day.
Okay, what's at the top of the pop charts?
I don't know.
Anything
I
good?
should. I should. Tom Thumb Day. That's the
Tom Thumb.
remember
Little
Tom
Tom Thumb.
Yeah, exactly.
And Thumbelina.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also a gas station.
Tom Thumb. Is
Yeah.
it really Tom Thumb gas station? They have miniature stuff or what?
No, they don't actually. I think it's like a branch of
Oh.
Kroger or something. I don't know.
I don't know anything about that.
I do love the story of Tom Thumb. I feel like sometimes we get away from.
Do you know the story?
Yeah, I know the story.
Okay.
Sometimes I feel like
Oh, do tell. You know how I love a good story.
Well,
I'm over here with my coffee. Please tell.
No, the fairy tale. I guess he's not really a fairy tale, but his story, kind of like Thumbelina, they're just tiny people who live a magical life. And you put me on the spot, and it's been a long time since I've read Tom Thumb.
Well, I didn't mean to when you said, I said, do you
Yeah.
know? And you said yes.
Well, he was, here we go. He had a very impressive life. He was the son of a farmer,
I love that.
and they named him to try to protect him. But he's baked in a cake, eaten by a cow, stolen by a crow. Like, he was a tiny, tiny
Yes, I
person,
remember
the
all
size
that.
of your thumb, which
yeah.
is why he was
He's
called
called
Tom
Tom
Thumb. So he had a lot of adventures
I love that.
and always somehow managed to squeak his way out.
Look at that.
So, there you go.
Just like we do every day.
Yes. Every day. Just call me Tom Thumb.
Tom Thumb. Let's see here. World Hypnotism Day.
Hypnotism?
Have you ever
Like
been
if I'm
hypnotized?
No.
I have.
I have not been
Yes,
hypnotized.
yes.
So if I clap, are you going to...
Yeah, I just
Squawk
might.
like
I
a
might.
crow.
Yeah. It's really okay. Real quick, true story. Okay, so my dad in the Marines, he did some hypnotizing. Okay, he was one of the, he learned how to do it, but he would never do it like he always talked about, like, you have to really respect it. Like, it's not
Right.
something to ever mess with. Like, you don't play around with it. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
I agree with that.
yeah,
I think
so,
that's all things.
Like, he was very, what do you call it? Respectful with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, very respectful with it. Because I always was like, so he never did do it. Okay. So I went to a meeting, and they had a hypnotism person there. What is it called?
Hypnotist.
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 And they were looking for volunteers. So I rose my hand up. He didn't want me. So he was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Because he doesn't like that. He doesn't like that. And, unless you're a professional, like that. So I'm like, oh, I want to do it. This is my opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you won't do it for me.
That's right.
Find somebody who will.
I'm going to try it. So apparently, okay, so you go into this state of mind, and like I run, not physically run.
It's like, well,
yeah,
I run my mouth.
I run my mouth, yes, in my mind. I mean, I go a lot, okay? So I think I'm tired a lot. So they said people like that are real, like, they'll go deep in. You know what I mean? People that are on like, really just ready for a rest.
Right.
Because you go into a resting spot. And so I was kind of like skeptical about it, you know what I mean? But I thought, I'm going to do everything he said. I'm going to go and see if it really works. And I did. And it felt like, to me, I was in a dream. Like, I thought I was in a dream. Okay? It's really different.
Yeah.
But they videoed things I did. Yeah. And it was really, and I really had it was like a dream that I was living. It wasn't, I don't remember doing any of that, like that. So anyway, so it was really cool. But then, then they take us out of it and everything. And my dad's like, don't ever do that again.
Well, I know that.
Don't ever do that again.
Some people go to like hypnotists to quit smoking, for weight loss, for
Yeah.
Because I do think I don't know how I feel about if I believe it or not. I just don't know. Like, I don't have an opinion one way or another.
Right.
Because it's not something. I try not to make opinions of things I just don't know about. Like, if I'm ignorant about it, I'm ignorant about it, type of thing. But I do think there is something in that state of mind that when your guard is down, other things come.
That's where you have to be careful.
Yes.
And that's where I think that's where he's like, that's where you have to be very, you just don't want everybody doing that, having control of your mind like that.
And I think there is a very true statement in
that. So I think that's right. But I was very skeptical, and I had to kind of like, it was curiosity.
Yeah.
That I really was always wanting to know. And I was very relaxed. I just want to say it was one of the better, like resting sleeps that I felt like I was in.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool, but I don't think I'll ever do it again.
Well,
I was told
once and done.
Never do that again.
Never do that again. Once and done. At least, I mean, hopefully you didn't have you like squawking like a chicken on stage.
Oh, I did some things.
Yeah.
Oh, there were some things done. Yeah.
Oh. See, and that I think that's the part that bothers me the most. It's like, okay, if you are going to truly do some hypnotism, like, why do you have to have somebody looking like a fool?
Well, they didn't. There's nothing that. Okay, this is the way I had it explained. There's nothing that you wouldn't do, like, if there's nothing you wouldn't do regularly, like unhypnotized. Like, there's nothing they're gonna. You're not gonna do anything. Your body's not gonna let you do anything that it wouldn't regularly do.
No.
Like on mine. Okay,
You're not gonna do any cartwheels.
Yeah, they told me I was
backflips.
getting a speeding ticket and getting pulled over, and so I was
Oh.
telling the officer that there was a bee under my
See.
and I was trying to get the bee out, and of course, I was trying to
Get out of your ticket.
So I hate the thought that I would ever not tell the truth to an officer. I don't think that's me, because I don't think I've, what I mean.
I'd be like, yeah, the couple times I've been pulled over, I have been pulled over a couple times in my life. I've never gotten a ticket.
Yay.
Because I don't get pulled over often. Both times were for speeding.
Did you ever say you had a bee? There was a bee in my car.
No, and actually the first time I got pulled over, this is kind of a funny story. The first time I got pulled over, this is honest to God, the honest God truth, I was pregnant with my oldest. Okay, and I was coming back from college, and I had to pee really, really bad.
Which,
I
right there,
legitimately,
everybody knows
I had
how
to.
that. Yeah.
My brother at the time, literally, I was less than 2 miles from his house, so I was speeding. I was.
Yeah.
I got pulled over. Cop came over. The first question they always ask, why I pulled you over. And I looked at him and I said, yes, I do. I'm speeding. If you're going to give me a ticket, please do it, because I'm about to pee my pants and my brother is 2 miles down the road. So if you can just follow me there, we
can pick this up after.
And so he kind of looked at me and he said, well, it's going to be a little bit longer now. And I said, well, I hope not, because we're going to have a problem.
This is not going to be good.
And so he ended up just giving me a warning, but he did follow me into Borden.
Oh, wow.
And I did. I mean, thankfully I did.
Yeah.
And then the second time, actually I've been pulled over 3 times.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. The second time I was just talking and not, actually both times I was just talking and not paying attention.
Yeah.
And when I saw the lights, I looked down and I'm like, well,
yeah.
Okay. I mean, thankfully I was never going super fast, like maybe 7. I think they pull you over 5 miles over.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like 7 to 10, somewhere around there. But it's not often. So thankfully I've never gotten a ticket. Just
well,
once.
there you go. Yeah.
But I figure 3 times in 20 years of driving, that's not bad.
No, not at all. Well, I think that the thing, and I think they're usually, I think that they're usually understanding,
Yeah.
And
well, and I mean, big baby belly. Like, I'm not making that
no,
up.
I think they
Big. I mean, this was in the summer and I had him in August.
I think every woman is saying, let the lady go to the bathroom. Oh, I understand
I
that.
had to go.
And when the babies dance on the bladder, I mean, it's just like they have a party on that bladder.
Yeah.
It's just, And if you're that far along,
Yeah, and I was I think 8 or 9 months pregnant.
Probably not very.
Yeah. I was like, just follow me. Like, write my ticket as you follow me.
That's right.
I get it. I'll take it. I didn't even argue with him. I was like, I was speeding. Let's speed this up.
Speed this. That's great.
So.
Well, anyway, so hypnotism day. So get out and enjoy. Just be careful, and if you do, make sure it's somebody that you trust, and somebody that's that like has a, I guess where you read the comments.
Yeah, I wonder if you have to have like a degree or a
I
license
think you do.
to hypnotize
I bet you do. Well,
people.
yeah, I think that would be very dangerous.
I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you have to be way above that.
I don't know.
I think that's something you don't want to mess with on Scott Hall.
I don't want to mess with it at all.
Right. So it looks like on weather, it looks like we're not going to get any sunshine, which I'm a little bit honestly sad about that. Okay, I'm not going to lie. It looks like in weather that we are going to possibly get a little bit of mix up here. Actually, our high today is only going to be 40, which is cooler. Ugh. Sunshine. Friday, it looks like we could possibly see some shower or snow. Coming back, rain on Saturday, possibly some snow on Sunday, Monday, possibly some flurries Tuesday, 70. Let me see real quick here.
Wait, 70s or 70% chance?
70% chance, sorry.
Well,
I'm sorry.
bah humbug.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm trying my best to I want to,
Well,
I want to talk sexy. I want to talk good to you about this, but it's just not okay. It's
I don't mind the snow and the cold in
good.
winter.
I do too. I'm all ready for it. Okay, it's Friday night into early Saturday morning. It looks like the later it's not going to be a big snowfall, but because it's moving faster than they first thought it was going to. But that includes most of southern the Kentuckiana area, and it looks like we should be possibly getting a little bit of snow, but not quite what we were hoping for. So,
Mm,
all right. So, real quick, going back to National Spaghetti Day, do you twirl or cut your spaghetti day?
I twirl. I told you I
Now,
slurp
I
it.
was going to say now for the kids, I always used to cut it. Like it was easier for them, to cut. Do you never cut your chunk?
I think maybe I did. I break
Yeah.
my spaghetti in half when I cook it, so I don't have like the super long
Yeah,
noodles
yeah.
anyway.
Hmm.
But yeah, I used to take scissors and cut my kids when they were younger. Now they're old enough they can do it
Is
themselves.
scissors not a game changer in the kitchen?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I love scissors in the
Yeah,
kitchen. I mean,
just
I
cut
am
it.
just like, it's just I don't know. I hadn't done it. I really haven't done it a whole lot. And I've
Yeah.
been doing it the last couple years. And I just,
So how did you cut them when you had all those kids?
fork, knife.
No,
Yeah,
I
like,
chopped that bad boy
no,
with kitchen shears.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, that's like I actually, now I cut my pizza. I mean, I can do, yeah.
That's funny.
No, I am like, I love this whole scissor thing in the kitchen.
I have to constantly get onto my children and husband that those are kitchen scissors. If we have other scissors
Yes.
for other things. Do not
Mhm,
use
mhm.
But I think part of it is the kitchen scissors stay in the knife block,
Yeah.
so it's easy access.
Right.
But I'm constantly like, do not use my kitchen scissors for paper or material or building things, or like, stop using my kitchen scissors.
They've got to be, yeah. I'm just saying that anybody that's listening right now, if you don't have scissors in the kitchen,
Go get them.
no, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
I promise. Your life, it'll make your life just. It's so much fun to sit in that kitchen. I don't sit. When I'm in the kitchen, just chopping away with
Yeah.
scissors. I think you could almost like cut out like a paper doll. I mean, you could do all kinds of cool.
They're super sharp. I also have some of the Pampered Chef scissors that they're like the dual blades that I shred chicken with or
Yeah.
cut up. And I really do love those as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But the best way to shred chicken is to put it in your mixer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the best. But I'll use that to
I don't
if
have
I
all
don't
the
want
gadgets.
it
I don't have
shredded.
that.
Well,
I don't-
it's scissors, but
Uh-huh.
sometimes I don't want it shredded. Sometimes I want it just like chunked.
Okay.
And so these are great for that. I also use, actually, I think they're salad scissors, because I will also use it to like cut my lettuce. But I love them. I use them all the time, and sometimes I'll do them for like carrots and things. Cut that.
There.
I'm all for it.
No, you got it. You got it. Well, the world record for the largest bowl of spaghetti, which I would be so happy when somebody sets a big bowl of spaghetti in front of me, I'm there. Was March of 2009, and it was reset in March of 2010 when a restaurant, Garden Grove, California, successfully filled a swimming pool with more than 13,780 pounds of pasta. I love spaghetti. I love to swim. Just not sure that would go together. Although I think that would be a blast to jump in.
I always think of that scene from Patch Adams,
Oh my gosh, I forgot
where
about
he
that movie.
filled up the tub with, or not the tub, the pool with spaghetti. And one time when Justin and I were, we used to be children's pastors, and we did take a big tub, like one of the totes, and filled it with spaghetti.
Yeah.
Just, you
Yeah.
know.
Mhm.
And we would hide things, and the kids would have to put their hands in there and
Love
find
that.
these little things. It was interesting. It was a very interesting feel, digging through noodles.
Well, I did a Fear Factor birthday,
Mm.
and I did the noodles, and everybody had to go through the noodles, and like,
Oh.
yeah. Now that I tell you right now, if anybody's looking for a birthday theme, it's best though for the weather to have it outside. I did it
Yes.
outdoors. It was outdoors, but it was so much fun, and like slime, and the kids loved it. I mean, just like we
Yeah.
did. The grosser the better. You know what I mean? Just
I hate slime. And slime and Play-Doh have to be outdoors. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of moms that do not allow slime and Play-Doh. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
still have a stain on my ceiling. I don't know how.
Slime stain?
Yeah, most people are like, oh, it's on my carpet. No, mine ends up in the ceiling.
I know. That's hilarious. So even like like a snail, it left its uck. up there, right? Even though the slime is gone, it's still left its
Oh, it's still, yeah, it's awful. Hate it. It's not allowed. And goop and flarp and none of that is allowed in my
Oh,
house.
they love all that though.
Yeah,
It's
they
a
love it. They
texture
can
thing.
love
I
it
think
someplace
that
else.
it's a texture thing. Yeah.
Well, not
Yeah.
in my house.
Not not coming in. Do not.
I do pull back the reins on the kinetic sand. I do let them have kinetic sand.
Now that's a real pretty, like different color sand. It's got a different texture too, right?
Yeah, it's like magnetic.
Yeah.
And so it connects together. So
Right.
at least I don't have sand everywhere. It kind of clumps together, but.
I'm amazed at how many, and I thought Walmart really rocked, like on the sensory toys. They had a lot of like different things. They're fun.
Yeah.
They're really fun, but they're like sensory.
And they're better for, like, I think I don't know. I think, okay, I will say, I think anything that kids will play with is a good toy.
Oh, 100%.
You know, like, I'm all about that. But you have those sensory toys that help kids. And I think kids have lost that because we're not outside playing as much. Like, we didn't need those when I was a kid because we were constantly in mud or in dirt or in
we had sensory
gravel
all around us.
or, you know.
Right, yeah.
Like, we were constantly doing sensory things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think there is a place for that.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. And I thought that was, for any child, every child. You know what I mean? Just different things. Yeah, it was like some really cool things. There's some really cool gadgets. Like
Gizmos and gadgets.
Now, we don't want any kitchen gadgets, though.
I
right?
love my kitchen gadgets.
Yeah, I know. You can have the kitchen gadgets. Did you get a kitchen gadget for Christmas?
No.
Nothing
No,
new?
we don't buy. Those are not Christmas presents.
I didn't know.
So
if Justin would have came in with a vacuum cleaner.
Now we would have a problem.
Look what I got you, honey.
We don't.
I do like a good vacuum cleaner, though.
We
or,
don't typically do.
I know. I'm just being silly on that. Yeah.
But I did. There is a part of me I go back and forth because I kind of want a new crock pot. Because my crock pot is the little one. It's only like 4 quarts. But I'm not very good at crock pot cooking. But I'd like to have the one that I could set like the timer on.
There you have them. Yep.
And like they have the ones now that you can actually set the temperature on.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
So I've looked into those, but then I think I don't use it enough.
Well, see, I do. Remember that?
Yeah.
I keep that. I have that in a microwave.
Yeah, I don't.
Remember, I don't have very many gadgets. I'm not a gadget. I don't want a lot of kitchen gadgets.
Yeah.
But the crock pot, I had to get a new one because I had the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh yeah.
And it kept. I mean, for years. I mean, I'm telling you, this crock pot like was tough. I mean, like I've had it for years. Used it for years with the girls. All you know what I mean. And finally, it just wouldn't heat.
It's done. I'm done. Peyton Manning, I'm done.
I'm done. I am over it, okay? So then I was like, I have to really keep this. And then I kept thinking, could I use it as a flower pot? You know how like
you can repurpose it.
I was like, oh, what can I do with this? What can I do
Drill some
with
holes in the bottom for it to drain.
Well, I was just like, this has got so many memories, you know?
I would.
Well, and it like went to every Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
I don't care who was playing in the Super Bowl. My house is decorated Colts. Okay. In my head, the Colts are somewhere.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They are coming on this table.
Hey,
I told my fam. I said, you can.
You can very easily do that though. Just cut off the cord, drill a couple holes in the bottom, and
Just
use
make
that
sure
as
the
a planter.
cord's unplugged.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I saw that on TikTok.
Yeah.
Someone did not. Anyway, so I had to get a new one, and mine is fancy. They make them fancy. Yeah, it's fancy.
Well, I love that now they have the latches on the top.
Yes, they do. They do. And do you know they even have, which I was at someone's house. It was not mine. They have. Okay, I only have one pot. I'm a one pot. Okay.
You can go to Amazon and
I'm
buy
not.
the
I don't
separators.
want any more.
No, they're just like silicone separators.
Oh.
You stick them in your pot.
Okay, because I just don't. I have one pot. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's the Winnie the Pooh yellow pot. Okay.
Okay.
And that's all I have, and that's all I want. Holly Thompson tried to get me another one. I was like, Holly, you're not under. I don't want one. I'm good. Okay. But anyway, and so why was I telling about this? Why would
they have the separators?
Oh yeah. So I went to someone's house and they have the pot that you lock it, and then it, like you can like pull out the water. You can spill the water out. Like it's like a strainer.
Interesting.
It locks the sides. No, this is like the latest and the greatest. It locks the side of the container, and then you can tip it up, and all of the water goes out. It's drainage. they were actually making spaghetti, and that's how they drained their noodles. I was like, who
Wait,
knew?
how do you make spaghetti in a crock pot?
No, this wasn't a crock pot. This was a regular pot. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I
I'm
was
sorry.
so confused.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, I have
Okay.
seen those.
You've seen those? See, I had
Yes.
never seen those.
But see, here's the thing. If you have a strainer, you just put your strainer on top of the pot and you flip it anyway.
But see, I don't have a strainer, remember? Remember, I don't have a strainer.
Oh, I use my strainer for everything, though.
I don't have a strainer.
I do use my strainer a lot. So, I mean, because that's where I rinse my fruits and vegetables. And
Yeah.
Because, see, I put them in a bowl, soak them, and then I just pull them up out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I just soak mine in a bowl and drain it.
No, I do have a
I
strainer.
am so, less gadgets. But anyway, I didn't know they had those pots like that.
Yeah.
It was the latest and the greatest. I'm like, wow, man just
Yeah,
made
those are
magic
neat.
or fire in front of me. Yeah. But the crock pots, yes. And I got a new crock pot, and it's fantastic. And I used it for chicken and dumplings on Christmas Eve. And I loved it because it did not I didn't have to worry about burning. They didn't burn.
Well, I love that because I have burnt things in the crock pot.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I don't know how, but I do. I'm
So-
some of the only people I think that can do that. I don't know.
So, saving money and not buying new gadgets and everything for
That's always
2024.
benefit.
Yeah. So what about for 2024? What are we seeing on the horizon? Okay, like let's say that we're in a Zoom call with you, Autumn, Scott
Yeah.
Hall, and everybody. And what are we seeing from home office
So,
up there?
yeah. They are saying the rates are going to go back down this year.
Yay.
So, that's nice. And we are seeing that a little bit. We're seeing some of those rates. Again, expecting, rates should be in that 6 to 7% interest rate. That is where we should be. That is a good basis of where we should be.
Mm-hmm.
So we are seeing that trickle down a little bit to that range. We are still, people are still buying homes, although we are still in a house shortage. There are some buildings going up. And that's part of it. A lot of these new construction in our area is still in that $200,000 range.
Mm-hmm.
Which, hey, that's great. That is about what they're costing to build. Like, I get it, but some of our people, their range is in between that 120 to 160. So, you can build all the houses that you want to build, but if we're not in the range that people need, then, thereby we have a problem. So, but we are still closing loans. People are still buying homes,
Right. So I saw a question the other day, and I know, okay, everybody's, there's always exceptions to every rule, and nobody's exact same. And I know this is kind of I guess it can go either way. But do you feel like right now to build is cheaper than to buy?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
That was quick.
No.
Okay.
And that's the thing. A lot of times with new construction, it costs more to. And now we do see those material prices are going down a little bit. A couple of years ago, you were upside down on building a home.
Oh.
I mean, completely to the point there for a little bit. I was like, I won't even do a new construction loan because unless you have $40,000 to bring to closing, you're upside down, and that makes it, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
You can sometimes get around that if you already own the land and you can use that land equity, and that's helpful. But right now, by the time you do labor and material, it costs more to build a home than what, and we are seeing that. Actually, we have some of these new construction homes. The last new construction home I did, the appraisal came in short. And so my guy, thankfully, he was able to make up the difference, but it was short. So, I mean, my appraised values are not even meeting some of these new construction. Now, I have some new construction, they're meeting them fine.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not, I don't want to scare people away from that because,
No, right. And for those that, I mean, it's everybody's different. And,
yes.
And you have to,
but it is not cheaper. I would not say, oh, just go build one. It's cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
I do have people that have opted to buy or to build because I can't find what I want.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to build it. And hey, that's okay. Yeah. Like that's a legitimate thing. If you can't, you can't find what you want, then build it.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time on that, keep in mind, you can't do the work. And what we run into a lot of times, especially in this area, we have a lot of people who know a lot about a lot.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And so it's like, well, I'm just going to build it myself. Well, no, you can't. You can't do that and get a loan. Like, you have to be some type of established contractor or builder. You can't just, I'm not loaning you money, Becky, to go build a home. That's not your expertise. I'm
you
sorry.
would not want to.
You know, like,
yeah, I know,
and
right,
I have
yeah.
people that they come
Yeah.
in, they're like, well, my dad's going to help me do it. I'm just going to do it. Okay, well, then I hope you have the cash to do it, because I'm not loaning you money.
Right.
Like, I can't. I have to protect myself too.
So what if someone was like, okay, these are just questions. If someone was like wanting to build their own home and have a contractor to build it,
Mhm.
but like had to keep the cost, like for your loan. Okay, let's say that you gave them the loan and had to keep the cost low. They might not completely do it all. Like
Yeah,
they
I
might
have
do.
to have it complete.
Like what if they didn't, like, let's say they didn't fix up the basement, or they didn't
Well, okay.
add a basement, or didn't,
You
what I'm saying,
have
didn't do the whole thing.
you have some things like that. You can have like an unfinished basement.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You can have an unfinished attic.
Okay.
But again, it affects your appraisal and the square footage and the value, things like that. But you can build that and say, hey, that's unfinished. That's something we're going to do in the future.
Okay, because right
Yes.
now we're keeping our cost a little bit tighter.
We're keeping it low, so.
So are you looking at blueprints? Blueprints?
No.
So like.
So what we do actually have them, because we have to send them to the appraiser. So on something like this, and this is where we get into people get frustrated. We have to be very detailed. I don't need to know the exact name of the light fixture that you are using. Okay, you don't have to say, and I don't know, I'm making this up, so don't go look this up. But you don't have to say, oh, I'm using the Pilgrim light fixture F2850 in bronze.
Okay.
I don't need it that detailed, but I do need it detailed. So I do need, if you're I need to know. You can't just say, oh, I'm doing HVAC and it's $15,000. That's not okay. I need to know what kind of HVAC, what grade of HVAC. Like, it has to be detailed, because you're not going to give me a quote for a contractor pack of lights or whatever and then decide you want to go up and you want to bump that up, and now I'm short. And that is, a lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people are like, well, I don't know what I want yet. Well, you're building a house, so I'm going to need to know what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't get to say $10 on a light fixture and then you decide you like a $150 light fixture better. And that's something, doorknobs, prime example, like that one that actually did come in a little bit short. It's like, okay, you're putting in $45 doorknobs on 10 doors when you could have put in, $6 doorknobs and saved some money. And that,
Which
you don't.
Who would even know? I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't even know, but that is a prime example of, okay, 6 to 45. That's a $400 or $500 difference.
Sure.
That's, you do that in 5, 6, 7, 8 things in your home, then you're looking at, now I'm off by thousands of dollars, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
And so that is the thing when we do floor plans. It's not just floor plans. It's, okay, what kind of flooring, what kind of even wall paint. You can buy $20 gallon paint, or you can do vinyl paneling that's a whole lot more. So we have to have all of those details and all of that information, because at the end of the day, on a construction process, you're borrowing money on something that does not yet exist. Mm-hmm. And so I have to have a picture of what does exist, or what you are. I have to have a picture of what you're planning on building, because what's going to happen is we're closing with this not built, and then we're doing draws, and we're having inspections throughout the process until it's completely finalized. Mm-hmm. And in all honesty, it's a pain in the rear. I mean, it kind of is. Yeah. It's a pain for you as a buyer. It's a pain for me as a lender, and it's a pain for the builder.
I don't think people. I've not built a home, and I don't want to build a home.
It's pain.
But I don't think people realize how much detail that goes into it.
It is, and that's the thing. That's why you have a lot of these builders who they say, I'm not messing with that. I'm not messing with a construction loan. I will finance it myself out of my own line of credit. Oh. So a lot of your builders have their own lines of credit.
Okay.
And so they will build what they want to build utilizing their lines of credit. And then they'll say, okay, this is what I need for the house.
Okay.
And that's a whole lot. I'd much rather loan on a new construction than do a construction loan.
Yeah.
Because it is.
So they go ahead and build it. And
they go ahead and they build it because, see, when they build it, they don't have to worry about all of that.
Well, yeah, you can see it all.
They finance
and so,
it.
Yeah.
But what you run into on that is maybe they're putting in cabinets you don't like. Or maybe their countertop, And that's the thing. I tell people, and this is the biggest thing, and I know we've talked about this before, but the biggest thing with construction, actually, I was just talking about somebody who upgraded their home. They're planning on listing it, and the comment they made is, oh, well, I'm just throwing this out there, but, oh, well, we just put in granite countertops. Well, that's great. I love that you put in granite countertops. I don't care. Like, at the end of the day, that's going to give you curb appeal. It's not going to give you appraisal value. Mm-hmm. Because you're expected to have countertops. Whether you have granite or whether you have laminate, it's not going to make a huge, huge difference on your appraised value. Right. And again, I'm not saying it's not valuable. I'm not saying you're not going to increase that desire for somebody, but don't be surprised if your return is not that great. Same thing with metal roofs. I see this all the time. Metal roofs. People are like, oh, well, we just put on a new metal roof. And even, when we refinanced our house and we had a metal roof, it's like, okay, we paid for this metal roof, but that doesn't mean that the $10,000 that we paid for is going to increase our value $10,000. It does not work that way. I'm expected to have a roof on my home. Mm-hmm. Whether it's metal or asphalt, my appraiser doesn't really care. It might increase my value a little bit, but not really. Mm-hmm. Now, if you are buying my house and you have 3 houses and one of them have a brand new roof on it, you're probably going to be more likely to say, well, that one does have a brand new roof. That's not an expense we have to worry about. Mm-hmm. And that's probably going to sway you a little bit more to make my house more appealing to you. Mm-hmm. That's the difference between curb appeal and market value and appraised value. Same thing, I've seen people do landscaping. Well, I just re-landscaped everything. We spent $7,000 on landscaping. Great, I don't care. Like, it's not going to, you don't get to bump up your purchase price $10,000 because you spent $7,000 on landscaping. It doesn't work that way. Now, these are all things that are great.
Nice, yeah.
And that's one of the things I don't like about HGTV, because I have seen these shows where they're like, oh, well, we just did landscaping and that's going to increase your value by X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Like, it has benefits. I don't want to take away from it. Mm-hmm. It is important, but it's not going to yield the return that I think sometimes those shows make you think they do. Big upgrades that do influence things are always, kitchens and bathrooms. If you put in a bathroom, that will increase your value. If you go from a 1-bathroom house to a 2-bathroom house, that is an upgrade that you will see a larger return on. Even, I tell people, even if you go from a 1-bathroom to a 1.5, that does increase your value. Mm-hmm. Your kitchen, it kind of depends. You upgrading your kitchen, again, you're not going to get a big overturn on your kitchen cabinets and your countertops, but it is going to do that curb appeal. Mm-hmm. Square footage is always, I've had people that said, hey, I have $30,000 put into my home. Should I upgrade things or should I add an extra room? Well, adding square footage will always increase your value. Oh. Always. That is a value you get, the bigger your house, the more value if it's maintained and taken care of. So, right. There are those things that as you're going into updates, as you're, keep that stuff in mind that, yes, you may need a new roof. Absolutely. Curb appeal, great. Don't expect your house value to shoot up.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting, and yeah, and I think you're right about that. I think a lot of times we have to always remember, sometimes those shows. Yes. I mean, yes, it's nice for the curb appeal, it's nice for the camera to see, but if that doesn't get you the best return or get you
right. Well, and that's the thing. It's like, okay, carpet. It is. I mean, it's well known. Carpet is probably a little bit cheaper than doing hardwood floors, and I've had people that are like, oh, well, I put in hardwood floors. Okay, great. If you had carpet it's probably still going to yield you this. I don't have an adjustment line on my appraisal for hardwood floors. I don't get an adjustment for that. I do get an adjustment for condition. So if your home is in better condition than your neighbor's home, I do get a little bit for that. But we're not comparing flooring. We're not comparing countertops. We're, now fireplaces, garages, there are adjustments for those. But
You mean adjustments
as in it does affect your value.
Okay.
But
Brings it up.
It depends. I mean, yeah, it can. But if you have garages, yes, absolutely. I mean, your garages do affect your value because they're permanent. Those mini sheds, a lot of people put those mini Miller barns or whatever on their property. Those are technically personal property. So those will not add, like if you, and I've seen that even with carports. Those are personal property. They can be taken down and pulled off.
Oh.
So I've had people that have done that and are like, oh, well, that adds to it. Well, no, it doesn't, because technically it's personal property. A lot of times those things aren't even in my value. Now, for you as a buyer, I have had people that are like, hey, they're leaving that shed, so I'm okay if I have to bring $1,000 or $2,000. It's worth it to me because they're leaving the shed. Okay, great, but that's personal property.
Right.
That's not in my appraisal.
Right.
I had somebody one time bought a home, had a hot tub. Hot tubs, pools, unless it's an in-ground pool. In-ground pools are different, but like hot tubs, pools, swing sets, that is all personal property. That is not in your purchase. That is not in your appraisal. Now, if your seller leaves them, okay, great. But because it's personal property, I cannot wrap that into your loan amount. And I've had people that on the purchase agreement have said hot tub to stay. Okay, great. Now I have to actually go find a comparable to that hot tub and remove it because I won't loan to you on personal property. So I did have one lady one time, her appraisal, the hot tub wasn't in the purchase agreement or anything like that, but it did stay. And her appraisal, I think, was like $2,000 short. She's like, they're leaving the hot tub. It's worth it to me. I will bring $2,000 so that I keep the property.
Oh, okay.
And if you want to do that, that's your choice. I mean, that's completely fine. But I'm not loaning on a hot tub. I'm not loaning on a barn. I'm not loaning on a swing set. I'm not loaning on those things. Right. So that's great if they're there. It's great curb appeal. It's not going in your mortgage. We're not doing that.
So what about the houses now that are so popular, like the open floor plan? How do you gauge if that's a kitchen to a living room to an entryway?
Square footage. It's regardless. It's
so it doesn't matter whether there's a wall there because not more rooms.
Well, the nice thing is on that, if you have walls, your walls are 2x4 walls, so it's not going to adjust it very much. But that's like I've had people that are like, well, I have 4 bedrooms. No, I don't care. It's square foot. It goes by square footage.
But a bedroom's not a bedroom if it doesn't have a window, or what is it?
It has to have an egress, so it has to have a window or some kind of out,
Yeah.
And depending on the age of the home, a closet. You have to have a closet, and the bedroom has to be at least 10 by 10 minimum, with a window and a closet. And so now you have some homes that were built in the 40s and the 50s. Even we've had homes in the 1800s. That is taken into consideration that during that era, we didn't have closets. People didn't have as many clothes as they have now. So those bedrooms are still bedrooms, even though there's no closet, because it's just the age of the home. You do still have to have a window or some type of egress to get out in the event of an emergency that a full dressed firefighter can fit through. Like, don't give me those little top basement windows. That doesn't count as a bedroom. It counts as below grade square footage, but it's not a bedroom. But again, that's why I tell people,
very interesting.
You're not getting as much for a bedroom anyway. It's basically square footage. Now, be smart about it, but it is square footage.
And so if anybody for 2024 is wanting to do an upgrade and actually add something, the best thing to add would be a
square footage.
Either
square footage.
But a bathroom. It seems like a bathroom's like the number one, right?
Yeah, that's my personal opinion. I don't have anything to back that.
No, but I'm just saying, right?
Yes.
That's what I've always heard.
Yeah, your bathroom.
And is that like and that doesn't matter if there's a bathtub or a shower?
So technically, no. A full bathtub or a full bathroom, a full bath is some type of shower or some type of bathtub or shower combination, um, toilet and sink. So it doesn't matter. But that being said, and this is what I tell people, you got to keep in mind if you only have one bathroom with a shower, you're really cutting the people who are going to be purchasing that home, because you are knocking out everybody who has small children.
Yeah, who want the bathtub.
Now, I'm okay, me personally, it's just my personal, I'm okay if you have a full bath with a bathtub and then one of your other bathrooms has a shower. Okay, that's fine. I mean, you have a bathtub, you still have two baths.
Yeah.
So.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot to think about for anybody for 2024.
It is. And new construction is crazy. So.
Yeah. I think that's the, yeah.
But you know who else is crazy? Our coffee club
Our
sponsors.
wonderful coffee club sponsors.
I don't know if they're crazy. I'm a little crazy.
They are fantastic. I do want to say also real quick, over at Turning Point Church in Scottsburg, they are doing a man's conference.
Oh.
And Autumn Scott Hall, I tell you what, I just hope any man or and I hope that they take their sons, and I hope families go. I think this is awesome, and I think it's going to be a great conference, and we'll hear about it in just a minute here on our sponsors. All right.
Okay. Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Americans for Prosperity, Mama Rosa's, Fox Pearly Wealth Management, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, and Leader One Financial, NMLS 12007. We are an equal housing lender.
All right, Autumn Scott Hall, let's have the best day ever.
All right. See ya.
Square Suite A in Salem. We're ready to open the door to home ownership for you.
Turning Point Church in Scottsburg is a church of second chances and new beginnings, and has something for everyone and every age. Showers for those in need are going to be available on Wednesdays from 5:30 to 6:15. Food will also be available afterwards. If you're in need of more than a meal, Turning Point has food giveaways twice a month. Coming up in December, they'll have December the 11th and December the 18th from 11 to 1 p.m. or until the food runs out. Turning Point Church is located at 899 West McLean Avenue in Scottsburg. For more information, contact Pastor John Jackson at 812-752-7857 or find the church's Facebook page online.
Indiana's going to win it, and they have won it!
5 times national champions, 22 conference championships,
3 on the way. Yes!
17 Big Ten Players of the Year,
Throws up a shot. High, hit it again!
7 Basketball Hall of Famers, and countless memories on the court.
Trace puts it up. Oh, he got it! What a spin move!
This is Indiana Hoosiers basketball.
When I first joined the board at Papa John's, I brought some big ideas.
We're gonna need more pepperoni.
But my biggest idea, the Shakaroni Pizza.
Bigger, 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 bigger. More is
It's
better.
extra large with extra cheese and covered in more than 60 pepperonis.
When I say handful of pepperoni, I mean my handful.
What makes Shakaroni huge is that Papa John's donates $1 from every pizza to the Papa John's Foundation.
1, 2, 3, Shakaroni!
Pizza gets bigger when you Shakaroni. Only at Papa John's.
The new Shakaroni is available at your Salem Papa John's for a limited time, starting at only $13.99. Call today at 812-883-3369 or order on your Papa John's app. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Introduce your family and friends to one of Salem's oldest traditions, home cooking from Mama Rosa's in Salem. Whether you're getting that one-of-a-kind tasting pizza, baked spaghetti, hot sandwiches, or a variety of other Italian food and artisan pizzas, Mama Rosa's has something for everyone. Open Tuesday through Thursday 4 to 9 for dining and carry-out, Fridays and Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sundays from 11 to 9. Mama Rosa's brings their famous pizza buffet to you on Fridays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for just $10.99. Choose from a wide variety of pizzas, homemade soups, and a large salad bar with their homemade potato salad, slaw, and desserts. Then come back for Friday night's home-style buffet from 4:30 to 8 or 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sundays for $12.99, where you'll find a variety of good home-cooked foods. Stop in and see Joanne and her family at Mama Rosa's and make some new memories or relive your childhood with that one-of-a-kind taste. Dine in or call 812-883-6296 to take the great taste of Mama Rosa's pizza home with you.
Caring
people make the difference. You can feel it the minute you walk into Salem Crossing. Experts in long-term care, not just doing a job, but following a calling. They're here to help you and your family find answers and solutions and peace of mind. In fact, they become an extension of your family. For more information about Salem Crossing, visit ASCSSeniorCare.com or call 812-883-1877. That's 812-883-1877.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that actually matter, like the stair that only creaks when everyone else in the house is asleep. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Give Seth at Marshall's a call today at 812-967-3742, and we'll be glad to take care of you.